What up, family? Good morning. Today is Wednesday, November 8th, and welcome to the Afrolatina Show. This is episode 25, and the theme today is, how have you been silenced? And there's so much I want to say about that, but I'll open with something that I heard growing up. Calladita te ves más bonita. Quiet, you look more beautiful. You're prettier quiet. That's what, little Latinas are told, coming up, that you don't speak up. You don't say what's on your mind. You keep everything bottled up. Sobrellevalo, cry in the bathroom silently. Yesterday, I had an incredibly powerful session, a writing session with my seniors. And I've been incorporating a new ritual in our writing sessions. I've been bringing these beautiful Ian Lavanzant cards and having them select one. And they're really beautiful because they're sort of daily questions, daily life questions, or a meditation for daily living. And one of the women got the question, in what ways have you been silenced? Or what truth do you need to speak? Yo, you see me with this scarf because it is brick out here in the Bronx, yo. It is cold. All the ways that we've been silenced. And I know that that's not, something that's only a woman issue. I'm pretty sure that there are men of color who have felt that their voices have been silenced. And so, I would be really interested in hearing from the men out there, how that manifests for them, what that looks like. I can only speak to the woman experience. And so one of the things, a lot of what was shared yesterday by my women, and I won't share the actual details because, I want to keep our conversation sacred, but it's around the idea of, I don't want to hurt their feelings, so I won't speak up. Or this person says some pretty foul shit to me, and I don't want to cause any waves, so I won't speak up. I want to avoid confrontation, so I won't speak up. A boss that is demeaning, I don't want to lose my job, I need my job, so I won't speak up. A lover who is dishonest. Perhaps some people stay in the situation because, they don't want to be alone. That's real. And so today's diary is about that, the ways that we've been silenced. And really, the meditation and reflection is around, how's that working for you? How's that feel in your body? One of the women shared a secret. She shared a secret that she has never told anyone about her past, but carries it and has carried it for decades. And so we did an exercise where I pretended to be the person she wanted to tell that truth to. And so she took a deep breath and she let me have it. Exactly the way it happened. A very traumatic incident. Something that you could tell was destroying her. And she wants so badly to share, but the person that she wants to expose, she's still protecting. And I'm talking about me for a minute. True story. When my daughter was little, I never wanted to say a bad thing about her father because I wanted to keep our shit private. the things that, you know, whatever hard times we were having, whatever conflicts we were having, whatever beef we were having, I wanted to keep that shit private. And I told myself that I was doing that because I didn't want her to not love him. I didn't want her to see him as a bad guy. And as I began growing, because I was a young mother, as I began to study some spiritual things, I realized that, you know, not being honest, being dishonest about things, who does that serve? Because I'm walking around like I'm the fucking bad guy. And, you know, he could do no wrong and I'm the fuck up. And so, you know, you move in the world like you're the one that's crazy, like you're the one that's the problem. And other folks are walking around scot-free without a blemish. And the thing about that is, all of that I carried. And so, how has being silent served me? It hasn't. Not speaking up about things, I think for me, because I did the activity also, like in what ways, I wish I had the notes in front of me. But the question, the prompt, the writing prompt I gave them was, you know, list all the ways that you've been silenced. And I think some of the things that I wrote were around men, being told that, you know, act like a lady, you know, you're not, your opinion isn't valued here. And so, you know, to not get into a fight, stay quiet, keep it all bottled up. When it's not working out, keep it inside, don't tell anyone, keep the secret, cry in silence. And so I think for me, after my year in white, so last year I was in a year of in my iyaworaje, and much of my time was spent reflecting and kind of protecting my energy and discovering some things. And when I came out of that year, I feel like my eyes are open for the first time. I feel like I am seeing people for the first time. And I'm finding, like, I don't know that I have always had a problem speaking up because I'm very opinionated. I think it's picking and choosing the right places. Like the people who deserve to hear some truths aren't the ones getting it. So like if I'm feeling frustrated with, let's say, my daughter's father, I was taking it out on my daughter, when really who should have been getting my fucking wrath was him, right? Or if I felt, you know, powerless at work because I had a boss who was shutting me down, I should have been checking the boss, not taking that home to my daughter. See? So there's that unhealthy speaking up. Like, who's the person that needs to hear our truth? And so in a lot of ways, I shut down. Like even friends that I've had to say some things to, I just don't want to get into a fight with this person. I don't want it to end in blows. I don't want it to end in a severed relationship. And so maybe I shouldn't say anything. But the thing is that if it's a real friendship, you should feel like you can speak your truth. And trust that that person will receive what it is that you're saying. That doesn't work that way, right? Like sometimes people, if they're not where you're at, where they're not ready to hear your truth, because a lot of people like to talk a lot of shit. They like to check a lot of people, but they don't like to be checked. Don't tell them nothing. They can do no wrong. They are perfect. And so that doesn't work, right? If you're not hearing me, if you're not hearing my truth, and you're automatically jumping to a defensive. Like one of the things that I love about my daughter is that I love about our relationship is that I know that I have fucked up in so many ways, and I have said some things that are completely out of line to her, and I know that I have disrespected her, and I know that I have hurt her. But I also know that in that moment, I'm real quick with the apologies because she doesn't deserve it. She's never deserved it, and she's never been the cause of a lot of my trauma, a lot of the shit that I carry, those secrets, those ways that I've stayed silent. She's not the source. She's not the one that should have received it. A lot of those men who've offended me should have received it. A lot of those women who offended me should have received it. And so today's diary is about checking people. Some people need to be checked. But the heart of it is, what are we afraid will happen if we speak our truth? Are we afraid that they'll stop loving us? Are we afraid that they will leave us? Are you afraid that they will judge us? There's a real fear sometimes from speaking up. You don't want it to become something explosive. You don't want the person to walk away. When we finished the activity at my senior center, where my writer role played with me, and I was the person that she wanted to share a truth with, at the end we did a checkout. And I asked all the writers to tell me one thing they felt after the activity, because they all role played. They all said the things that they needed to say to the person they wanted to say it, and I was that person. And one of the seniors said, "I feel liberated." So much so that the person said that they were going to go home and have that conversation with the person today. How dope is that? It's pretty amazing, right? How empowering is it to speak our truth? So, as we do every day, let's close with our meditation. Close your eyes, get comfortable. Put your hands where you need them. Take deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. I want you to think about something that you have not said, something that you know you want to say to someone, tell someone, something that needs to be said, something that you've been afraid of saying. I want you to hold that in your mind, in your heart. I want you to see it. Now I want you to see yourself having that conversation with the person and saying it to them exactly the way you would want to hear it, right? With love, gentle, soft, not combative, just honest, just authentic, just real, the truth of it. What I've been afraid to tell you is, what I've wanted to tell you is, and when you're ready, come out of the meditation. What I wanted to tell you is that the words you've used to address me have scarred me. 46 years I have carried the trauma of words about not being good enough, about not being worth shit, ain't gonna be shit. And so today I'm affirming that I know who I am. In fact, I know that I am the shit. And my intention for today is to be honest with everything that I need to say, with everyone that I need to say it, and trust that they will know that it's coming from a place of love, and that me taking care of me has nothing to do with them. And if they decide to leave, that's not my problem. And that's it. And so I'm wishing you all a beautiful day. May you find the strength to say what needs to be said. Peace.